guys, Troy here from the Cape Ann Conversations podcast, and I've got Landi Van Alen with me from the Essex County Community Foundation. Little mouthful there. Thank you for joining me today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me, Troy.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a little journey backwards, look at the foundation's, what are we on, 25 years?
25 years. Last year we celebrated our 25th anniversary.
So this is a real impact maker right here literally in Essex County and beyond, technically. But this is, when you're thinking about your own self and your own family and your own philanthropy and how do you give, and it can be a daunting task, right? This is the community foundation that everybody should be thinking about. But tell us the story on how this got started and maybe weave in there a little bit of how you got roped in here.
Okay, happy to do that. So first of all, I just wanted to give you a little overview of Essex County. There's 800,000 residents in Essex County, and there's 34 cities and towns. A little Essex County trivia for you.
Ooh.
Evan Dando of the Lemonheads grew up here in Essex County. I don't know if you know that. It's a 90s band.
Okay.
Paula Cole, the singer-songwriter, grew up in Essex County. And as you know, we just had a wonderful sighting of somebody, a famous musician, in our midst recently is Ed Sheeran.
Yes.
Who just showed up in Ipswich a few days ago. So that was a wonderful little visit to Essex County, put us on the map.
And I have the New Kids on the Block in my hometown of Essex.
There you go.
So.
Yes. Let us not forget New Kids on the Block. I love it. And so the Community Foundation was founded in 1999 by David Torrey, who is our founder. And one of the first organizations we funded is the Essex Arts Center, which is based in Lawrence. And the Essex Arts Center gives art lessons to underserved families and all kinds of youth. And there's art programs for other community members. So that was one of our first nonprofits that we funded, and we just realized that a lot of nonprofits in our area needed capacity building, and so that's really a big thing that the Community Foundation does.
And tell us a little bit about how it works, because sometimes if you haven't heard of the Essex County Community Foundation, to be fair, you can kind of think of it like, what is this amorphous foundation? Like, what really is your foundational goal, or what is the service that you provide? Not only just the giving side, but how do you actually work as a business?
So we consider ourselves a hub of philanthropy here in Essex County. We help donors and individuals find meaning and impact through giving, and we really emphasize local giving. We have over 4,000 nonprofits here in Essex County, and we serve at least 2,000 of them. In 2024, we awarded over $23 million in grants to mission-driven organizations. So what we do is we manage $140 million in charitable assets. Those include scholarship funds, designated funds, donor-advised funds, and we also have nonprofit funds, meaning that we manage the endowments of some of the smaller nonprofits here in Essex County. And our mission is to help donors identify what their philanthropic interests are and what their passions are, and be able to engage in meaningful giving to these nonprofits in our region. So, for example, if your interest is animal welfare, or if your interest is the environment, or if your interest is affordable housing, we can find the nonprofits and connect you to the nonprofit organizations that are having a deep impact in our region.
So, and to take that a step further, it's like, if you want to give philanthropy, like if you want to be a philanthropist, but you don't have the time, right? You don't know how to do the grants process and take those requests in and give the money and do all this stuff. You can start working with you guys for as little as like $10,000. You guys will literally manage the money. So somebody could give to you guys. It could be $10,000. It could be $10 million. You guys are happy to take it in. But what you have is you have access to investing those dollars and managing those monies on behalf of people, to keep them growing and keep them recycling, and then also find the right partners based on your giving to give that money away in a strategic way that aligns with that person's thought process. It could be the arts, it could be housing, it could be you guys have done some great work in the crisis management when we have events like you mentioned the gas explosions in Lawrence years ago, and like the help that you can give. And so it's twofold. It's helping either individuals or corporations or not-for-profits take in the money, manage the money, grow the money, but then also distribute that money, because it's a big job.
It is a big job. It is. You're absolutely right. And so, we have a robust donor services department, and our donor services, staff, they really help guide individuals' giving. So they work with you to identify what your philanthropic interests are. And like you said, a lot of people just don't have the time to figure out which nonprofits are out there and which ones are really in need or have had budget cuts or what have you. And so we have our finger on the pulse with over 2,000 nonprofits in Essex County. And so we can really find a way for you to have a lot of impact with your giving.
Yeah, and I'm sure that $23 million that you guys gave last year, or whatever the number is, it's not like every single dollar, it's not like that's 2 grants. That is thousands of grants.
Exactly.
It's so much work.
Some of our grants are $250, and then other grants are, closer to $50,000. So, yeah, it is a lot of work to administer all of that, but we do it with pride, and we're a trusted partner in philanthropy. We've been doing this for 25 years. We know the community. We know all the players. And so, it's very worth your while to, if you have a minimum of $10,000 to open a donor-advised fund and allow us to help you guide your giving here in Essex County, here locally, to make your communities better, to provide greater amount of economic opportunity for all the residents of Essex County.
Yeah. And, I mean, you're talking about a bunch of different focal points. Let's spend a minute on that. So it's like the arts community. We were talking about the Ipswich Skate Park came through this as a grant. I mentioned the gas explosions, but you also were super impactful distributing money during COVID. You guys do work with Habitat for Humanity, workforce, environmental. You got the Blue Initiative. It's just there's no limitations to the area. And I think you mentioned 2,000 different not-for-profits that you work with. And that's just here in Essex County.
That's just here in Essex County. So yeah, I mean, really we're trying to allow people to have the resources to be more successful and more, make Essex County more economically viable. One of our programs, for example, is the Advanced Manufacturing Training Expansion Program, or AMTEP. So the GE Foundation realized that they didn't have a lot of workers, they didn't have a robust pipeline of workers, and they need to do something about it. And they realized that Essex County Community Foundation can leverage their funding. So they've given us a couple different grants worth millions of dollars, and we have attracted other funding from philanthropists, from corporations, and from a number of others. And we have leveraged these grants to create this training program called the Advanced Manufacturing Training Expansion Program that has graduated over 500 individuals. It's a 6-month program. A lot of these individuals have a GED or less in terms of education. They can apply and get into this program, and then once they've graduated in 6 months, they have a certification that allows them to become a skilled worker at a lot of our manufacturing companies here on the North Shore, such as a company like Micromech or Crane Logistics or Harmonic Drive, and those companies have benefited, and also the graduates have benefited because now they have a wage-paying job and they can feed their families and, climb up the ladder.
Yeah, another really good example is Open Door. I mean, we had Open Door on here recently on the podcast, and I mean, they're literally feeding families in our community. And food insecurity is something that's grown. It seems to always have been growing, but in the recent years post-COVID, it's really grown. And that's another one, a tangible one that people see literally driving down the road or going to Second Glance, and it's another, tangible asset that people see in our community that you guys are supporting, daily, basically.
Absolutely. So, believe it or not, hunger has risen by 30% in our area after COVID. And, one of the other roles of the Community Foundation is to be a convener and a connector. And so we recently had a site visit, what we call a site visit, to one of our nonprofits, which is called Our Neighbors Table, which is up in Salisbury. They recently completed construction on I think a 30,000 square foot facility, which is a food distribution hub. They send trucks down to the Boston Food Bank and bring, pounds and pounds of food and distribute it to 14 local food banks. And so we brought a group of donors and a group of corporations and foundations representatives to come and visit this facility. So our donors and philanthropists were able to see firsthand what is happening at this food distribution facility and how many people they are benefiting through, supporting these food banks. And so therefore, obviously some of these philanthropists are now going to turn around and give philanthropic donations and grants to this organization to have a deeper impact.
Yeah, and when you can take them there and show them the impact, I'm sure it's easier to guys, let's open up the wallets and help this out more. You can do it, and we can help you do it. That's the biggest thing. There's probably people out there that have an itch to give, but it becomes almost burdensome because they don't know how. And that's the thing that maybe we can open the door here to talk to people about. You guys are managing, I think it's 320 active funds right now. So it's not a burden to add more funds. It's not harder. You guys are doing it on the daily. You can aggregate these dollars and then make it more impactful by making those dollars make more dollars to be able to give more, instead of somebody trying to recreate this whole process on their own. And so we've mentioned this a couple times, but it's you can have as little as $10,000 and come give. So if you had a life event, if you were passed down money, or you sold your business and you want to give back to the community that supported your business or something like that, it's come have the conversation. Where's the office of Essex County Community Foundation today?
So we just moved to the Cumming Center. We're at 500 in the 500 building, which is sort of off to the side. So yes, come visit in Beverly, the Cumming Center in Beverly. We're on the 5th floor. Come visit our office. Come meet our donor services representatives. Come meet our asset development team. Come meet Stratton Lloyd, who is our new CEO. And we'd love to share more with you about how to give impactfully here in Essex County. And we have a lot of connections with a lot of nonprofits that are making a difference here. And give where you live. That's what we say. Give local, give where you live.
And it's super transparent. I mean, anybody can go to the website, which you should shamelessly plug if you can.
www.eccf.org, and you can learn all about donor-advised funds. You can learn
There's
about
a whole annual report
funds.
there that's extremely transparent for people to see how this whole thing works.
Exactly. We've given away $23 million in 2024, and you can be a part of that impact.
Yeah, and I'm sure the team is ready, willing, and able, like you're saying, to come on down, come have a meeting, maybe even get introduced to somebody who's already donating through you guys, philanthropy, whether it be a not-for-profit organization that you're managing their endowment or an individual. I'm sure they can make the right references to say hey, this is what we're doing, this is the impact we're having, and continue this success.
Yep, we'd love to welcome you to our family of donors. It's a wonderful community. We have a county leadership council, we have a robust corporate partner program, and we have a wonderful family of philanthropists at Essex County Community Foundation. And any one of them can tell you about our wonderful team and the impact that we're having.
Yeah. I appreciate the work you guys are doing. We try to get a lot of the not-for-profits on here because they don't have as much of a voice sometimes for people to hear about them. And there's 4,000 in Essex. How do you get all of that knowledge to people? And that's why it's so nice to have them on here, because you guys deserve the thanks for the work that you're doing in our community, because it makes us be able to spend more time enjoying our friends and our families, because you guys are working hard on this for us.
We're working hard to make our communities stronger, and we're lucky to live in such a beautiful place as Essex County. And we want everybody to have equal opportunity here and everybody to be able to have a future. And whether that means increased education, whether that means workforce development, whether that means access to arts and culture, whether that means, a healthy environment, we support all of those things, and we all love Essex County, and we'd love for you to come on down to the Cummings Center and be a part of it.
Exactly, and if you need a grant, if you're looking to do something to impact your community, whether it be in arts, whether it be environmental, whether it be in workforce, whether it be in housing, reach out too. They're looking for the right projects to work on, and they have to give the money away, so it's a mandate. So reach out and get your project going too.
Absolutely. We almost always have active grant programs going. So you can go to our website, you can look at our resources page, you can look at our grants page and see, what deadlines are coming up. And if your nonprofit project fits into those parameters, then by all means, we invite all of you to apply.
Landi, I appreciate you coming on here and telling the story of the Essex County Community Foundation. Anything you want to leave the team with?
I just want to thank you, Troy, for this wonderful opportunity and say that, give local, live local, and enjoy the spring in Essex County. It's a beautiful time of year. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.